everyone. Thank you for joining me for another exclusive one-on-one spotlight interview. Passion and talent are only a couple of the words we can use to describe Adam Hobbs. He is at best when he's on stage, and he's getting ready for a production of his own called A Night on Broadway with Adam Hobbs and Friends. Coming up October the 15th, this talented young man is excited to be sharing pieces of his past from performances of the past, if you will, and it's coming up at the Sarnia Public Library Theatre. And to talk to us about his passion and talent, let's go down there right now and talk to Adam Hobbs. This week out on the entertainment scene, a return to theater, this time at the Sarnia Public Library Theatre. It's A Night on Broadway with our friend Adam Hobbs and Friends, right? So how you doing, Adam?
I'm doing well. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's this is kind of came out of the blue that I heard about this, and this is exciting that you're really touching base on some things you've done in the past and maybe some things you haven't done you wanted to do. Tell us about it.
Well, the idea was that I wanted to highlight a lot of the things that I did, that I've done since I moved home a few years ago, including like Les Miserables and Spam-A-Lot specifically.
Yeah,
Really wanted to highlight those because they were a lot of fun, and it's just an opportunity to be able to get back on stage and sing a lot of songs that I don't get to sing a lot.
Right, and you've got some you say and friends,
yes,
people you've worked with in the past.
Yeah,
tell us who we can expect to see.
It's people I've appeared on stage with before: Brent Wilkinson, Sarah Joy,
nice.
Megan Story, and Sarah Caraher, who's going to be going out to Calgary soon to be playing the Little Prince.
Oh, okay.
The new Lloyd Webber musical.
Nice, great. How do you, I mean, you've been involved in a lot of theater.
Yeah.
So it had to be difficult for you to narrow down. I mean, there's only so much time in a show, right? Did you have a hard time picking the ones you want to do?
I did. I had a lot of difficulty. There's a lot of stuff that didn't make the cut, unfortunately, that maybe I'll get to do
another show.
Time. Yeah. What I wanted to do was find songs that really worked together, that really helped flow the show. So it ends up being about 75 minutes, 90 minutes with an intermission, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. What got you started? And we want to focus on you a little bit more now while we've got you here. A bit of a spotlight on you. What is this? How does this mean to you personally to be able to do this here in Sarnia? And what got you started in theater?
My family's been involved with theater for much longer than I've ever been around. My grandparents were involved with the Sarnia Drama League back in the the late 50s and early 60s when they first got to Canada. Right. So I was raised in the theater. My very first show actually was in this very theater when I was 6 years old.
Oh wow!
So there's been a lot of growth from there. And with different theater companies, as well as I built, not just with Theater Sarnia, but with Hidden Talents as well,
right.
And more recently with Diversion Entertainment.
Yeah, you had some real fun there with Diversion Entertainment.
Really did.
And I know there's a bit of a hiatus going on there, but Altar Boys.
Yeah. That was Altar Boys. I think is the most fun I've ever had on stage.
Yeah, and probably is it fair to say the most work that came from?
It was probably one of the most difficult. Definitely vocally and physically.
Yeah,
it was a lot of dance. Oh yeah, I lost probably 25 pounds during the run of that, and that was over probably like 3 months. So
yeah, because there wasn't a lot of pauses in that, right? I mean, as far as there was a brief couple of moments where you guys sort of talked to each other for a few seconds, and that was basically to catch your breath.
Yeah.
And then where you were dancing and singing again. Is that the first time you've had that kind of a challenge in theater?
It was, and we had an incredible team to help put it together, and who really challenged us and really pushed us to be able to do it. But yeah, by the end of the third song, we're all kind of panting and looking forward to the first ballad at that point.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I know I was there for one of the performances, and that was absolutely fantastic performance.
Thank you.
The audience certainly over the top performance, I should say, really. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Musical, comedy, drama has all been a mix for you.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite of that, like comedy, drama? Like, what do you have a favorite performance that you like to do?
I don't think I have a favorite. They're all fantastic in their own ways. I mean, obviously, when I'm doing my own, I feel like my strongest is musical theater,
right?
Especially musical comedy.
Right.
But I found a lot of really interesting challenges in this last year, especially when I got to do tape with Diversion Entertainment, which was a much more serious and much more dramatic piece than I've ever done before.
Right.
But when it comes to my strengths, I went to school for musical theater, so that was my primary studies. So I would say that my strengths are probably there, yeah.
Yeah, right. So if the other ones are a little bit weaker for you, how do you work on that? What kind of things do you do to strengthen the weakness side, if you know what I mean?
A lot of them really blend together when it comes to how you prepare for something. Right. I prepared for Sir Robin the same way that I prepared for John. It was a lot of what is the driving? It says, what is your motivation? But what is the driving motivation of the character? What does he want? And why is he telling the story, and why is he saying it the way he is? Approaching it from that aspect will allow you to understand and build the character almost from scratch. And it's so I approach every role, regardless of the medium, in exactly the same way. Yeah.
You get really emotionally attached then.
I do.
Going through these sort of things, and it shows on your performances that I've seen of you on stage. Do you take some of that home with you? Do you get a little emotionally drained sometimes?
Sometimes. I found I did a lot of thinking, especially after tape.
Yeah,
I did a lot of thinking. But even after when I finished Les Mis, it was the first role that I had after coming home from Toronto. It was I don't know if it was more of an emotional draining, but it was kind of heartbreaking to let it go.
Fair enough.
And as much as I'd like to say that it's been easier to let go of roles as you do them, you find that it's very, very difficult, sure, regardless of the role that it is. Right. I still find myself looking back and thinking, I'd really like to do that show again. Altar Boys, I'd love to do again. Tape, I'd love to do again. Spam-A-Lot, I would love to do again.
Yeah, that was great.
All of them going back, just every role that I think that I have, I'd like to say that it gets easier, but sure, I don't know if it really does.
Maybe just get a little better at your game along the way.
I
don't know, right? Well, and the way you talk about that, it sounds like maybe that's an opportunity in the future of doing those sort of things. You're taking on this, doing your own production. Yeah. So you're not just learning a role here. You're wearing multi-hats.
Yes.
How do you divide that up, dealing with everybody and making sure that everything's going the way you want it to?
A lot of times I trust the people that I'm working with. Mm-hmm. I know the people that I'm working with are going to be working at the parts that they're going to be doing, right, as much as I'm working at mine. It's really trusting the people that you're on stage with, trusting your accompanist, trusting your scene partner. It really is just practice. It's when you have so many different songs in a repertoire, right, and I continue to add to it. Mm-hmm. You can put them all specifically into an audition book if you're going to go into an audition. Mm-hmm. So it was one of the things that we learned in school is how to be able to switch a character immediately, and even in song, new thoughts constantly happening.
Right, because there's a lot of thought process going on when you're on that stage.
Every single step, every single moment that you're doing is a different thought. So.
Right.
Being able to going from character to character and putting on a different hat is a lot of the same thing. Is where am I coming from, and my first thought is what, right, and that immediately allows you to get into the next character.
Wow, that's very interesting.
It's the way that I've been able to do it.
Right, and it's working for you, obviously. So keep it up, right? Okay, let's talk about a little bit more about the show. Who's going to want to see this show? Is this an all ages thing, or? It
really is. Yeah. There's a little bit of mature content, but if you were able to come see Spam-A-Lot, you're going to be able to come see this show. It is really going to be an all-ages show.
Awesome. So, tickets, how do we get them? Where do we get them? How much are they? Give us some details.
Tickets are available at the Imperial Theatre box office. You can get the call 344-SHOW, or you can go to imperialtheatre.net, okay, and they have them there. And you can pick up your tickets at the Imperial Theatre box office and then come to the show at the Library Theatre.
Perfect. That's awesome. Adam Hobbs, thank you so much, and congratulations on this production that you're putting on. We're really looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, well, there you go. Adam Hobbs, a spotlight interview. And listen, I got to tell you, you can buy these tickets, but I got two. I got a pair of tickets that Adam's going to let me give away. You're still going to have to buy some to bring some other people, but we're going to give away a pair of tickets. So go to the Facebook fan page after watching this interview to find out how you can win these tickets. A Night on Broadway with Adam Hobbs and Friends. It's one night only, October the 15th. That's a Thursday evening, and it's going to be happening down at the Sarnia Public Library Auditorium. Your tickets, however, are available right now downtown at the Imperial Theatre box office. Adam, thank you so much for talking to us here today, and all the best on the show. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Once again, this has been an exclusive one-on-one spotlight interview on the Video Show Network.